I can only remember a couple of them really from the
Mm,
long list of really quite varied areas you've
mm,
researched. But which ones are your favorites? Are there
mm.
any of them that are really quite outstanding that you particularly enjoyed researching and working on?
I wouldn't say any particular subject as such, any particular policy or program. I think the best part for me is probably doing the writing. I'm not over keen on doing the research because sometimes you have to generate the knowledge before you can actually write something about it. But I do,
Yes.
I do actually enjoy, sort of settling down and write. I've got my knowledge in front of me now. Now I need to sort it out, have it in my head, put it in a logical order, and then present it in an original way which serves the purposes of the client, according to the terms of reference I've had to undertake the research or the study or the contribution to the tender or whatever it may be.
I was just going to
Uh,
ask, does it keep you busy full time or is it a part-time kind of
yeah,
consultancy job?
very much part-time. Yes,
Okay.
and on and off. On and off. So if I had a contract for 15 days and I had to do it within 3 months, which I have done, then clearly, there's quite a bit of time investment because you have to find 15 days to work on a project with over a period of 3 months. So that is a significant amount of time during that time. For me, anyway. For me.
So hang on a minute. So do you have a deadline to submit it within 3 months, or do you have to actually physically split the 15 days across the 3 months to do certain bits of work at certain specific
Hmm.
time?
I probably
Because
have a deadline. Typically, you'd have a deadline for the project completion.
mm,
But within that deadline, you're going to be paid for so many days in order
right,
to perform that project. Not really, it's not really very scientific in the end as to how many days you actually do. But if you sign up to do 15 days in 3 months, that's all they'll pay you. But if it takes me because of the research I need to do, or because I'm particularly demanding of myself, which I can be, and demanding of myself in the sense of producing the optimum project, then
right,
if it takes me 17 days, then I would have to do 17 days in order to produce something which I'm satisfied with and ultimately which the client is satisfied
yes,
with. So, and then typically, um, uh, that's work. I have the choice then of when I work. I can just fit it in when I can. So, totting up my hours and time, and some of these cases, the client's quite right to say, well, 15 days, Sue, we pay you for 15 days and no more. And then it's up to you. I mean, the arrangement is quite good because it focuses your mind on
yes,
what you can do within a particular timescale, but it does give you flexibility in terms of how you spread that workload out, and also ultimately what sort of time you actually spend on the project to ensure
yes.
that it is to the standard that you would expect of yourself, one would expect of yourself, and also, even more importantly, that the client expects.
Yes. So you need to be really quite disciplined with yourself in order to
Yeah,
make sure that you don't
yeah.
really, I know what you mean, that you allow yourself some flexibility, that if
Mm,
it's not quite right or up to that standard, you allow yourself a little more time. But otherwise, you
mm,
have to be really quite disciplined
mm,
to make sure that you come out with the quality work within the allocated time and then
sure.
move on either to another project or to actually have your time to yourself.